Hello and welcome everyone to Xbox Tavern's Pod Tavern episode 64. I am your host, Dan, because the other guys
have decided
here.
just not to show up.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are missing Ian, Jay, and Graham. They are all busy attending to personal...
Just the two of us.
We can make it. Yeah, so they're attending to life, real life. So you've just got us two. So I am joined by Scottish Gruff Ross.
Nice to have you back, sir.
Hello. Yes, I'm looking forward to today. I've missed the week and I'm
refreshed,
some games,
rejuvenated.
What? And no, I was drinking last night. So yeah,
so that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So we're going to kick things off straight away with possibly one of the biggest news story. Biggest was it really? But
well,
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yep. 3 new games.
3 new games. 1 confirmed.
Yep.
Jedi.
Fallen
Star
Order
Wars.
2.
Yeah. Number 2. Numero dos. Really excited about this. And then we've got a first-person shooter as well as a real-time strategy game. Are you hyped for this?
Oh, definitely.
Which one? Which one are you hyped for?
All of them. A first-person shooter. I was having a wee think about this the other day. It has to be, if they were any way, shape, or form, it's going to be Boba Fett or Mandalorian. Something on those, something along those lines. Because you think guns, I think Han Solo, which Han Solo, when Star Wars first launched, was like the person you would go for. But based on obviously the success of Disney Plus with the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, you'd think that was where they would point their cash cow. Like, let's make a game based on Boba Fett or the Mandalorian. And yeah, the other one was a RTS, wasn't it?
Yep. RTS.
So I love my RTS games, so it's Halo Wars in the Star Wars universe.
Funny enough, I was literally going to use that analogy. Yeah. I'm quite looking forward to a real-time strategy with the Halo universe.
Or even if they did something along the lines of Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth, and you had your normal... So if you think of like the Clone Wars, you'd have like your clones or your droids, whatever side you're on. And then in Battle for Middle-earth, you got heroes. So if you were playing as elves, you could get Legolas, Elrond. If you're playing men, you got like Aragorn, Gandalf, the Hobbits. So obviously, if you go Jedi, you're going to get Luke Skywalker, Yoda, whoever it may be, Darkseid, Vader, Palpatine. Yeah. That would be a cool element. Very similar to what they do with the Battlefront games, how you can, once you've got enough kills, you can summon a hero with the hero token, and somebody drops in who's got like unique abilities. So if they were adding something like that in to the RTS part, again, even better.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about the first person shooter because I do like Star Wars and I did like Battlefront 1 and 2. I'm just hoping that we don't have the same rehash-esque.
Well, they've said they're not going to do a Battlefront 3, haven't they?
Yeah, so Battlefront is out, but I'm just hoping we don't have the atypical normal story that we're used to having. Something would be nice, maybe, some pilot who has, crash landed on some planet and kind of going through the motions there, or I just want something different from this game. I'm hoping this is what, we're going to see.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, with the success of the Disney Plus shows, I think they've got a lot more scope what they can do with it. So, like, obviously, things that have been introduced in, like, the Mandalorian, like the Darksaber and what Beskar is and how their armor's forged. Obviously, with being a first-person shooter, you're not probably going to have a lot of RPG elements in it, like leveling up your armor. Yeah. But it's still cool that you can have that in the game. So, I think they've got a lot more scope to do these sort of projects because they're not relying on people having seen the films and then reading the comics or the stories that go along with them, or watching even the animated programs which tell you a lot of the details. Because of the success that Disney Plus have had, they've got more weapons in their arsenal. Basically, they can do a lot more because of their success. A lot more of their general audience is going to know about these things without having to deep dive into stories that maybe everybody hasn't read.
Yeah, I'm just going to read one of the published articles they've got over on EA's website. So it says Respawn Entertainment, best known for their works on Apex Legends, Titanfall, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, is leading development and production for these projects. Vimp, Vince,
Vimp?
yeah, Vimp the Pimp. Vince Zambella, Group GM and founder of Respawn, will oversee the new phase of EA's relationship with Lucasfilms, building on Respawn's award-winning history in game development and expertise in telling compelling Star Wars stories. I mean, really, it's there. We've got a fantastic person heading over the studios.
Yep.
You've got pedigree, obviously, with Respawn. And Star Wars, you could tell any story and it will be an absolute beauty. So yeah, I say beauty, touch wood, they won't shit the bed with this.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I'd be shocked if they managed to. Well, they're not going to screw up Fallen Order 2. That's going to be what it is, because obviously you're just going to be following Cal's story. He's done all the things that he was doing in regards to where he left off. I know it's a bit of an old game. I don't want to spoil it for people who maybe haven't played it and want to jump into him. But he's obviously done where he started and then now where he ended up in regards to what he discovered at the end of the game and stuff like that. So that story is going to be pretty fine to just pick up from there. Graphically, it was a beautiful looking game. Gameplay wise, combat was amazing. Some people found it a bit difficult. Some of the sort of mini boss type ideas, like I can't remember what it was, but there was one of the ones on one of the first planets. So you drop down in his lair, and it was like a nightmare trying to like finish this guy on like even the normal difficulty. I don't mind that. I quite like that. It's a bit of a challenge. You're a Jedi. You should have to be challenged.
Well, yeah. So they used they kind of pushed it as a Dark Souls-esque or light game.
Yeah, a light version of a Dark Souls. Yeah.
So you needed to use your parries, your dodges, etc., etc. I myself played it on easy because I wanted.
You wanted to complete it.
I wanted to complete it to start with, and it was pretty tough on easy as well. To be fair.
I think I played it on the middle, and then I think come the end of the game when I had got like a few more abilities and stuff like that, I like tried to go for a wee bit. I tried it like again as a harder difficulty, and it was like even with the abilities and shit like that, I just don't have the patience to learn like if they move one way, that means this attack's coming. Therefore, you need to dodge to then hit them. I'm like, no, I just want to be able to like hit them, dodge. And
choke them, throw them into a wall.
Exactly. And if I can't do that, well, I'm not playing it.
This is why I went easy. So for you guys who are listening, if you haven't played Jedi Fallen Order, play it. It's in Game Pass right now. It is a wonderful single player experience lasting maybe 15
hours, I would say roughly. Yeah, there is a lot you can do in it as well because you can go a lot. There's not a lot of different planets you can go, but if you want to like collect all the customizable, the customizable pieces for the lightsabers, obviously there's a bit in the game where you get different color kyber crystals. So obviously, if you want to chop and change the color of your lightsaber and things like that, so there is a few wee things, and then like Cal's outfits, BD's color scheme, you can go and find all of them. So there is a few wee things you can stretch the game out of. But I think main game wise, doing a little bit of hunting for collectibles, I was about the sort of 15-17 hour mark.
Yeah, so and there's a 3/4 of the way in. I can't remember the planet you're on. If you look ever so closely to the right hand side in the distance, where I think you were, where you're trekking through what I can only describe. It wasn't like Endor forest planet, but it was like you're inside like some caves. The right hand side, you saw Spider-Man kind of come in and out of the out of the stuff, which was quite cool to see.
Nice little homage to that.
Yeah, so it was very nice. Right, we're going to move on. We are going to talk about
financials.
Monies, yes. So Xbox. So this is coming from Jez Gordon's tweet. There was also Tom Warner who tweeted out, and then there was someone else. And each person, depending on obviously what they were looking at, they gave the overall growth for Microsoft. They gave the gaming content. They gave the Surface stuff. So we're just going to talk about Xbox and kind of Microsoft in that sense. So gaming revenue was up 8%. We've got, I'm just literally reading off the tweet, Xbox content /service growth was 10% year-on-year growth. Growth in oh my god, I can't even speak today. Growth in first party. I think that's Xbox Game Pass offset declines by third parties, which I'm not 100% sure what that actually means. But
so basically, what they're saying is the growth that they've had of this last year from first party games, Halo, Forza, the two big ones that launched just recently. Those two games for either people buying in-game content or buying the game if they don't have Game Pass, and then Game Pass subscribers, whether it be Ultimate, PC only, or console only, that has offset the money that they've maybe lost to PlayStation based on people buying Call of Duty on PlayStation, Battlefield on PlayStation, X, Y, and Z. So losses so they might have had random number. Say they expected to make 30 million on COD and they made 26 million. The losses that 4 million have been offset based on how well Game Pass and first party games have done over that course of that year.
Right. Okay. And there is a year-on-year growth of 10% as well, which is good. And then finally, Xbox hardware revenue is up 4%. Obviously, there's been demand for consoles. There's been difficulty getting consoles, but because they have two SKUs that are going, you have your Xbox Series X, your Xbox Series S, that has helped drive the demand and get revenue up 4% for Xbox. So all in all, it is very good. I've just noticed right down the bottom, it says currently like Microsoft's revenue at the moment is at 51.7 billion. That is up 20%.
That's the same. That's the revenue.
That's the revenue.
That's not how much they're worth.
Income-wise, wait for this one. So this is at 22.2 billion, which is up 24%.
So you know that ridiculously amount of money that they just spent trying to buy companies? That's a drop in the ocean if they've made a profit of that amount.
Yeah, so
and then they've basically just spent it, going, all right, we made a profit, cool. It's like they've got paid and they went, oh, there you go, let's buy this.
See you later.
I've still got my savings account to like all of this billions, but I've just spent this.
So I listened to a podcast and they mentioned it was something like that. So as that money has come in, like the 70 odd billion, as you've just said it, they have literally gone and
bought like this.
Activision. Yeah, it's
just... Tick.
And they've just literally gone and bought someone else, which it's crazy. So I listened to a bit of the podcast last week.
I was going to ask your thoughts about money.
Right, yeah. So you were on the fence of that it's good for Xbox. Am I right in saying you said it was good for gaming?
I'm in the idea of why would Microsoft cut off their nose and spite their face? Yeah. What Sony are going to have to bite the bullet with is every single solitary Call of Duty game that they sell, every DLC that they sell in Call of Duty, every skin, power-ups that they sell that you can get extra XP in them, everything they sell goes to Activision, Treyarch, Infinity, that overall big company. Then it goes to Microsoft. So every bit of money Sony makes out of Call of Duty is lying in the pockets of Microsoft. Why would Microsoft tell them they can't have it?
Yeah, so
why would they want to work harder and making money for themselves when they can get somebody else to make money for them?
No, totally. There was something saying that I think COD was PlayStation's number 2 game. So my thoughts, I think it's good that Microsoft have bought Activision on two folds, because where you buy one company and it gets amalgamated into your new company, there are going to be splinter indie developers that will splinter off from this.
Yep.
And people will go out and a new game studio will come up. So this is going to help kind of keep the rotation of
I think that's what G was saying.
Keep going.
G was saying Raven. He a company like them, they won't have to worry about spending any of their resources and helping with Call of Duty titles or things like that. Microsoft will have the backing of Infinity Ward, Treyarch, your two big ones that usually do the Call of Duty ones. The other one as well, which name I can't remember, Sledgehammer. So they'll all get looked after when they have to worry about COD. So Raven can go, all right, cool. Well, we're now going to go and do our game.
Yeah.
And there we go.
But you'll also have people who don't want to be into the culture of Microsoft and leave and then make their own new studio, won't they? Which is a good thing. I also think on the kind of point of forget about will COD be on PlayStation. I mean, there's been tweets for the next, is it 3 or 4 renditions? They're staying on PlayStation.
3 is what I had seen.
So the next 3 renditions of COD, it will be on PlayStation. So it'll be on both platforms. If I was Microsoft, and I'm trying to think of this logically, I would put COD as a single only player game. You have your Battle BR version out, Warzone, and then you have another separate for multiplayer, which is free to play. You have your free to play on both consoles. You pool everybody, so there's not this system of only Xbox can play with Xbox and PC plays. So, everyone plays with everyone, unless you don't want to. You filter out PC players. You don't want to play with them. You make that free to play. So free to play goes skins, etc., maps, all the crap that goes with it.
Yep.
Your campaign only sticks and stays with Xbox Game Pass. So you now have the ability to, the people who only play multiplayer can play multiplayer. You still get the revenue from PlayStation. The people who want to play the campaign have 2 choices. They don't play it,
or they buy something from Xbox. Yeah, it's a tricky one. The thing is, because COD isn't, you don't, a lot of people who buy COD don't buy it for the campaign.
Precisely. So you're catering to their taste and need.
But then Microsoft are still, Microsoft aren't really going to, I suppose they'll make money from the devs by having the game in Game Pass. More people maybe sign up to Game Pass because Call of Duty's campaigns in there and things like that. So, I mean, like I say, as long as they're using, as long as they use PlayStation in some way, shape, or form, I think not having it on PlayStation in the slightest is a big mistake.
For such a big game, I know the comparison is, they've done it with Bethesda. They've spent more money, so they need to make more money. Yep, there is that. I'd like to think I'd be right. Probably not even in the ballpark of what I think I'm right. That my thought process caters to each one. You drive Game Pass up because you can only play it on Game Pass.
Yep.
You drive, or you keep the people who want to play multiplayer only in that system, and then they have the ability to buy money, which inadvertently comes around back to Microsoft. That, I'm not saying I'm a money man and magic, but that would be pretty much.
Like you say, you've got to make the money work for you, and that's why I was saying last week, having it on PlayStation doesn't hurt Microsoft. I mean, it hurts them maybe if they want people to buy the consoles.
Yeah,
definitely. Doesn't hurt them in regards to who's going to buy it, because people are going to buy COD every year. There's no 2 ways about that.
Yeah.
And if you own the studio that makes it, then you make the profits, and Microsoft's in that ballpark. So why would Microsoft not want it on every single solitary console that they have their sort of hand in the jar with?
No, totally. I mean, I think both works. I think both ways work. I think also you've got to keep the Game Pass people happy. But who knows? I mean, we're not going to see anything for 3 years, are we?
No, they're not. They're committed. They're sort of locked into PlayStation at least for 3 years. I think they'll stay past that, but at least 3 years they're going to be on PlayStation. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, I suppose we'll get more indication when it comes to next year in the summer, when it's ratified, signed off. So we'll wait and see. We will wait and see.
I mean, obviously, Microsoft will be playing their cards kind of close to their chest, because as you say, it's not actually finalised.
Yeah, totally.
So they can't come out and say, well, this is what we're going to do with this studio and this studio and this studio.
Well, they can't. They're not allowed.
Exactly.
Either.
So they might have the next 5 years for every IP that Activision Blizzard have, but we're not going to find out about it until at least next year. because that'll be when everything's ratified, signed off, all good to go, everything's above board. But until then, we're playing a guessing game.
Totally. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens summer 2023. We've got some tidbit news stories that I'm going to probably just fire off. So I don't think there's much need to talk about them. If you're into Sea of Thieves, the arena is closing down after, I think it's a year. So you'll be no longer to play arena. I think this was due to loads of things, but if you want to see the reason why they're closing the arena, head over to either seaofthieves.com or you can go on to Joe Neat, and he's posted something on Twitter, and it's got a quick link to it that gives people more information and context to the reason why they've closed.
I do think they're planning on bringing out a lot more stuff this year, though. So as much as they're taking away something, it sounds like they've got plans to put new stuff in to sort of appease people going forward.
I think it was it wasn't a battle royale as such, but that kind of battling system that they had, I think could only go so far unless you were changing it all the time. And with the fact that they were committed to knocking out content every 3 months for the main single player game or for the main story, it obviously had a few issues. Another interesting news story that I've seen the other day, I'm going to mess up her name completely, but Neo Epiphany? No, maybe. Anyway, so it's Eden Marie on Twitter.
You want hand with it, Dan?
I was trying to do the handle, but I can't do it.
Neon Epiphany.
Neon Epiphany. Fantastic. I was close. Neon Epiphany. Yay, dyslexia. Right. So you can now change your notification pop-ups. And I believe it's also your achievement pop-ups will change as well. So any notification that pops up, you'll be able to put it to either whatever up the top, along the bottom. And does it say along the sides? No.
Did you not know this, Dan?
I didn't, but I'm assuming you've got the achievements part as well.
Yes, so I have mine's up in the top right corner. So see how it's like on the Forza Horizon 3 screen there?
Yeah, that's where you have yours.
That's where mine is. There's very rarely anything up there, whether it be a map, subtitles as in what the post says on Twitter. Very rarely do you have anything right up in the top right-hand corner. Certainly not in the games that I play. Witcher's probably about the only one I can think, because I'm sure the health bar's up. No, the health bar's up in the top left. Yeah. So very rarely do you have anything up in the top right-hand corner that's of massive importance. So it just keeps everything out of the way, keeps the UI looking nice and crisp, because that's hidden away up in the corner. It's not popping up right in the sort of middle bottom part of your screen where either like your health bar is if you're playing games like Mass Effect, where you've got your shield and your health right in the middle part there. So yeah, it's another wee thing that Xbox do that Sony don't. It's a quality of life thing. It's a little subtle thing, but it's a quality of life thing, and that's the things that Microsoft have done great this generation. It's not that it's not done big things, but it's constantly making little tweaks and changes to make life so much easier, to make things look better, to make things flow better between different places, like with the quick resume and stuff like that. They're not maybe like smashing it out of the park with everything, but all the little things they're doing are positive changes. Yeah,
all the things under the hood have been excellent. I mean, like she mentions, the whole thing about I use subtitles as well.
Yeah, so I can
listen to the game, and so I'm listening as well as reading, because sometimes you can't quite capture what they're saying, or you've got some sort of explosion that's just gone on. So I always have the subtitles on. And yes, it's annoying when someone pops off, you forget to put yourself on private or do not disturb or whatever. And then that thing just pops up and you're like, for God's sake, you son of a gun.
Yeah.
I've just missed literally what's happened. So yeah, cool. Quite exciting. I might do a video on this, on how to do it. Depends how I feel. If you do want it, actually, just drop a comment in this YouTube video and I'll get it sorted, because I like to give back. God,
that's very giving.
That's so cringy.
Dan's not a taker, he's a giver. Oh
my God. Moving swiftly on. This is the last little tidbit for today. Tom Warner has said Blizzard and their new unannounced IP survival game is, Blizzard have said they're building one. Essentially, that's it. We've got the only things we know of is they're building a survival game and it's in an all new universe. Everyone's asked, is it Xbox exclusive? Blizzard said PC and console only. That's it.
So the picture that I see, right? Yeah. So obviously it looks like the picture that they've put up. It looks very animated type idea. It looks like, especially when you think Blizzard, it looks like it could be dragged straight out of the League of Legends world.
Okay, yeah. I can see that.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they go for a more animated art style on this survival game. They might have, because it's obviously saying it's set in an all new universe. It's not going to be League of Legends.
Yeah.
But it doesn't strike me like it's going to be some sort of. There's not really sort of big triple A survival games. Like I think of things like Tarkov and Rust and stuff like that. They're massive.
It's a specific niche, isn't it?
They're like online massive world type ideas and things like that. I don't think that's what this will be. I think this will be more along the lines of something like is it Vigor?
Yeah.
Vigor or something along those lines, where there is a PvP element, but it's not the main gameplay like Rust or Tarkov or things like that.
See, I've got, just looking at it, I get very strong, heavy, like Robin Hood-esque vibe from it. So I suppose because people can't see it right now, I'll explain. You're in like I can only describe as a forest. You've got what seems to be like a castle wall to the left-hand side behind the guy. On the right-hand side could have possibly been some sort of wall with a gold mirror. And then there's you on crouched down with kind of arrow. You've got a massive axe. You've also got kind of a huge bird kind of cloak, and then some strange animals kind of skull for a helmet.
And it's like it's definitely going to be like very fantasy, because obviously it's hunting something by the way it's crouched down and tracking. And when you look at the footprints, are like glowing and shimmering with like rainbow colours. Like, I know that could be like trying to simulate water, but it looks very more like it's magical type idea. Yeah. So as much as it's a survival game, it sounds like it's going to be like a fantasy type idea.
It should be good. We'll wait to see where it drops, and obviously if they're only announcing it now, don't expect it anytime soon.
Yes.
This is potentially
4 or 5 years down the line.
Yeah, or possibly it might be that long for us to see an actual trailer.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's Blizzard have obviously Blizzard's not got massive amounts on the go at the moment, or not certainly in the console space at least. But yeah, even like if you click into the link that they've put up on their Twitter, there's another picture there, and it's like the real world, because it's like somebody's got like a road bike, tracksuits, beanies, and things like that. But then in the background, you can see like a city that looks like a typical type of like metropolis, like New York City type idea. But yeah, when it goes through like the opening, you see a big castle that looks like it's in the sky. So it's going to have fantasy, real world type crossover idea between it by the looks of it, if that's what they're going for.
Some Portal-esque type thing. Wow, yeah. So we shall wait and see with bated breath on what they're dropping. And that's really been the news. There was I put a shed load of news in there. There was so many articles this week, and coming down to the end of it, I'm a bit like, there wasn't that much. Oh, Halo, yeah.
20 million Spartans have played it.
Yeah, 20 million people have joined Halo so far. So it's been the biggest launch in Halo franchise history. Halo just wanted to thank everyone for playing. And I suppose it was potentially the biggest game released last year. I mean, you can argue the fact that you had Forza.
Did I not read something between Forza and Halo? I'm sure Forza did something like 15 million players.
Yeah, I want to say I've heard between 15 and 18 million.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a ridiculous amount of.
It has been a very solid end of the year for Xbox or Microsoft Game Studios.
Yeah, totally. very exciting stuff as well. Very exciting. Right. As we like to push our housekeeping every now and then, we're going to do it one more time. I'm going to say, if you're watching this video or listening to this video, please make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, rate, review, all that social media rubbish that we want you to do. Please go ahead and do it. And then also, I want you to save some money. Yes, Ross, that's you. I want you to pick up maybe Batman. I haven't got a cool transition. I can't transition into another top. Damn. So you can head over to Insert Coin.
22% off?
Don't. I listened to Ian last week. So until December 2022, you can get 20% off with Xbox Tavern 22. Do you see what I did there?
Yeah, I did. I like that. It was nice.
Yeah, it's quite good. So yeah, for the whole of this year of 2022, you can get 20% off. Just use Xbox Tavern 22. As usual, there's T's and C's, so you can't get off gift cards, postage, something else that I can't think of offhand. But just go to insertcoinclothing.com and yeah, pick something up, save yourself 20% off. Why not? They've got cool apparel.
Yep, new Kojima range is pretty cool. The new Mass Effect stuff that they've got. So they had the hoodie flip-flops and joggies. They now have a big proper jacket. They've got a waterproof one. They've now got pajama bottoms. They've got beanies. Not that I've had a quick scope of the Mass Effect stuff, but yeah, I've seen that Kojima and Mass Effect have done 2 big new product launches as well. So
yeah, they're awesome stuff. Really good quality. We don't make any money or get anything out of it, so don't think that we're pushing this because paid. We're getting paid. Yeah,
it's just good stuff.
It's nice stuff. We like it, and if you can save 20% off, you can. As Jay says every week, literally his wardrobe is, I think, only Insert Coin t-shirt.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've got like 3 of the hoodies and about 5 t-shirts from Insert Coin. Yeah, properly awesome good stuff.
Awesome stuff. And then finally, just because I do TikToks almost every day, go to TikTok, follow us on TikTok. Our Xbox Tavern, I believe, is our TikTok. Yep. I do daily news stories, unless I think the news stories are a bit naff, then I don't post one. But essentially, you get more or less 5 days a week.
Yep.
And me. So go head over, give us a follow. And as always, as I've said, just tell a friend. Help us grow. I like to be big, large, and girthy.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you help us out on that.
That's how we all like it.
Definitely. So have we agreed on our Project Game Pass game, have we?
Yes.
I'm looking here.
So I don't think it has been updated. Yes. So we dropped Halo at the start of the month. We had quite a good run with Halo. I think there is going to be some more Halo content because I think there is plans on doing the new attrition mode.
Yep.
So I think
that's only time limited at the moment. So.
Yeah, I think it's got a wee bit of time left. So we were going to try and get a wee bit of that done for a wee bit more content to show that off. But the Game Pass or Project Game Pass game going forward till the end of February, I'm sure we're running it to, is Rainbow Six Extraction.
Yep. So this Rainbow Six Extraction is a 3-player PvE experience where you are going through 3 levels.
Yeah. So so the map has 3 stages. Yeah.
Yeah, or 3 stages is a better example. Yeah. So 3 stages. They get progressively harder as you go through the stages.
Progressively.
Well, yeah. I mean, you and me shat the bed.
Holy shit! That game was hard.
But as each step goes through, kind of a little bit like Back 4 Blood, as you get into your safe room, you then have the option to quit out, take whatever gear you've managed to collect through the run.
Cut your losses.
Cut your losses, and that's it, you're out. And then obviously as you progress maybe to stage 2, the gear gets better or whatever gets better, and then so on and so forth. This is difficult.
This game is fucking
hard.
Yeah, this is not. This is something I've played a lot of Siege, so using gadgets and things like that and the mechanics and stuff like that, for me, I'm used to all of this from Siege. This game kicked my ass when we played it. was not expecting the game to be as hard as it was when I first picked it up. I thought it was going to be good. I don't think it was going to be poor in any way, shape, or form, but I certainly did not expect it to be anywhere near as difficult as what it was when we dropped in. That was unbelievable.
And I want to say you went down more times than I did.
I did actually. I actually lost an operator. I ended up MIA. So I played it very much. I went Habana, and when I play Habana in Siege, I rush. She's got our sort of grenades that spike into the wall and blow holes into the wall, which gives you perfect sight lines. I think it's a Super 6 shotgun, I think is the name is what our shotgun is.
If you say so.
I'm sure that's what it's called. Like you equip that, you blow holes in walls, and you can literally just blast people as they go past. That was how I thought I was going to play Habana. Holy shit, I got my ass kicked playing it like that. That you do not want to play this game as a running gun or a all guns blazing type idea. You need to know the map. You need to pick and choose when you engage, and you need to know that not only when you've engaged, but where you are and sort of where your teammates are in regards to you. Because if you go into a gunfight, you're going to get overwhelmed because these things come in like bunches of 4s and 5s. And they don't just come from doorways. They jump off balconies. They come through walls. It's, getting overwhelmed in this game is pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, once you're on the back foot in this game, you are on the back foot. So I am a terrible, terrible Rainbow Six player. Awful. Did okay, reasonably okay. Well, not reasonably. I did okay, average at best on Rainbow Six. But the way you have to play this game, it's a tactical game. So you need to make sure you're checking your corners, checking your flanks, checking above you. And you need to be in a quite tight vicinity with your other teammates because it is difficult to kind of hold your own. If you think you've got your back against the wall and no one's going to come around the side of you, or they will, and you will get rushed.
Yeah, you will. And that's the thing. Like, you will get rushed from every angle.
Yeah.
So
that you are not expecting.
No. I mean, you can think you've backed yourself in a perfect corner like that, and they'll come from above.
So it's worth playing. Listen, it's on Game Pass. So if you don't try it, you're not fulfilling your subscription with Game Pass. So try it out. Let us know what you think about it. I'm sure we've got a video. I mean, I recorded yours and mine gameplay.
Definitely an awesome group game. So if you have we had me and Dan, we had a random that dropped in with us. So didn't have much communication with him. But if you drop in with a 3, and like I say, once you've learned how to play it, because it is, as much as it's Rainbow Six, you don't play it like Siege. You cannot be as aggressive as you would be in Siege in it. So once you've learned the map, learned what you have to do in regards to your team, because obviously you've got you can see that there's 3 distinct types of operators. So you've got like your medics who you can use to keep your team up. You've got your tanks essentially, where using the Rainbow Six system as well, they've got like the armor and speed. So they mark them at a 3. More armor, less speed usually tends to be the case. So that's your tanks. And then you've got your attackers, who they're the people who you're quite happy for them to blitz when they need to blitz. So once you've learned which play style suits you best with the team that you want to be in, and I think that's obviously there's a meta in Siege where you'll have characters that synchronize well with other characters in their team because their abilities work well together and things like that. Once you've learned that for Extraction, that'll be you'll find it easier to get through a mission by knowing what the strong points of your team and weak points are.
Yeah. So try it out. Let me know what you think, and hopefully we'll get it on for a stream before. I was going to say before the end of February. We haven't even jumped into February.
Not in February yet, no.
Yeah, this year has already just snowballed. I don't know where it's going, but yeah, that is it. So let us know. Shall we get into what games we're playing?
I think that's a good idea.
I'm going to let you go first.
Even with your week off?
Even with my week off, because
you're just so generous.
I'm a giver. Oh, Jesus.
See, you've done it again, Dan.
I know. What can I say? But go ahead. What have you been dabbling with today? Or this week?
I've pretty much rinse and repeat of last week. So jump back in, playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So I'm on to 3 now. I'm trying to think what it is. I think I've just finished Mars. So I've just started 3. Spent a wee bit more time on 2 than I had planned to. I had planned on just sort of running through the trilogy so I could do like a new game plus and then do it as an Insanity playthrough. But it's everything that I loved about the original Mass Effect, but obviously with making it look nicer, quality of life changes, having all the DLC built in, all in the sort of launcher type idea. It's just so nice to go back and play it like that.